Hello there, Seraph17 once again, bringing you Chapter 11 in my Crysis 2 Super Soldier Difficulty video walkthrough. And this chapter is called Call to Arms. And in the last video I touched on the fact we were going to be taking on something called a pinger, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. And this is a slightly shorter chapter than the last few and the few that are going to be coming up next, and I think it's purely because of the boss fight in it. And the enemy itself, the pinger, its weakness is on its back. Think of it as any big walking tank that as soon as it turns around it's got a nice glowing box on its back that you've got to destroy. And if you can hit it with all the explosive devices you've got, it'll go down pretty quickly. But that is not the only way you can kill these things, and I didn't realise until pretty much the last encounter with one that if you shoot at it normally, it will do damage, it just doesn't do a lot of damage. So you can shoot it with anything you've got at any kind of angle and still do damage. It's just shooting it in its back is the way to go. So the first thing that I would say is if you swap out one of your guns for the Scar with the noob tube on it, that is a potential explosive device that you can use. I don't think I do on this run. I make the most of the rocket launchers that I've collected throughout the game, and there's also a grenade launcher that I use. But there's your pinger, there's the box on his back that you've got to shoot, and if you stay up here on this piece of cover, sometimes he will keep sticking his back out to you, and you can just keep firing missiles at him. And that's what I did the first time I played this level. But this run, for whatever reason, he just keeps full on trying to come for me, and it's nowhere near as smooth as it could be. But luckily enough, I get 3 missiles off on his back nice and quickly, so I do some nice damage to him, and I think I picked up the grenade launcher, but he knows where I am now, so I'm in trouble. And what this guy can do is, this guy can release an EMP field, and he kind of squats down, and the top of his head comes down into his body, and it makes a pretty unique noise. And if you're in the vicinity of the radius, it will knock off your... That's it. There you go. It will knock off your shield and your stealth. And if you're out in the open, he just murders you, and there's no what you can really do. So, if you use this concrete for cover, one thing I will say is be careful of going too far to the sides, because you can fall down through the cracks, and you'll actually get stuck in an area that you have to jump out of. And if you don't have any, battery life, you can't jump on this game, and it can be a death trap. But all across this arena is little caches full of rockets and grenade launchers and stuff. They're everywhere. So just use it to the best of your ability. Keep trying to flank the robot. See, this is the one you drop in, we have to jump out of. I've died so many times in that hole purely because I didn't mean to fall down, and I got so frustrated that I just restarted. But play it patient, try and get behind him, hit him as much as you can from behind, and when you come down here, straight ahead in a little hole, do you see it straight in front of me? There's a nice little basement that leads up into that store, and it's got some rocket launchers in it if you need any more explosive devices. Like I said, this arena is littered with things to kill that machine, but sometimes it can be a bit of a detriment trying to get to them, because it's not bad AI on this machine. It will try and fuck you up as best it can, and it even plays cheeky where it'll just stare at you and it won't show you its back. And it gets a little bit lucky on where it turns, because sometimes it'll not turn where you want it to, and you can't get the perfect shot off. But like I say, feel free to still shoot at it, even if you can't see its weak spot. You will still do damage. But it's just a case of playing it intelligent, and don't rush this part, because you can easily die very quickly and you'll have to do it all again. And it seems to take a massive amount of damage sometimes, it really does. The first time I did this moment, I didn't even realise this was going to be remotely challenging. I just thought it were an easy boss fight, and my recording run, I had a lot more trouble, so it just goes to show, sometimes the gods are against you. I'm using this for cover now to regenerate my energy so that I can pop back out and I can hopefully fire at it with another missile. So there's my missile strike, and if he goes off your radar, that means he's dead, and that's him blowing up. So drop down and get your reward for killing him. And a word of warning as well, once you've done this boss, a gate's going to open. That wasn't really necessary, but it just goes to show that I was a bit frustrated at that part because I teabagged him. But if you stand in that road when these trucks come through, they will murder you. Do not stand anywhere near that road when they come bombing through, because they've killed me before. And yes, it's as frustrating as it sounds, because the checkpoint is like before you've killed the fucking boss. So be very careful. It's almost as bad as like Battlefield Bad Company, when you were running across, like, escort the tanks, and you start running forward and you instantly bloody die, and then you've got to run for 20 minutes to get back to where you were because the bugger ran you over. There's no worse than that. But you talk to this guy for a little bit, you regroup with him, and then you jump on the vehicle, and that's the end of this pretty short level. There you go, up onto it. It's not letting me do it yet. He's going to go like, regroup on this square 2 yards away from where you were just standing, because that's game design. It's like, come on fellas, let's get this moving. Go on fellas, let us end the level. Anyhow, this is the end of chapter 11, so I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching, you take care now.